New York Mets traded. They got Francisco Lindor, Carlos Carrasco. They get the best shortstop in the league. They bump up their rotation. They depart with Ahmed Rosario, Andres Jimenez, a few other prospects, yada, yada, yada. Steve Cohen is the GOAT. Vaccination Center, Citi Field.
Billions.
Vaccination Center, Citi Field. He's making the Yankees look like a bunch of jabronis. Poverty. That's what it is. How do you have good PR? You do exactly what Steve Cohen's doing. You do something for the city. You do it for the clown mayor de Blasio. It doesn't matter. Vaccination centers, 5,000, 7,000 vaccinated a day at Citi Field. Mets got Lindor. Mets got Carrasco. This is going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. On Burns.
Well, after that intro, I don't know how to really segue into. I guess we'll talk Mets.
We'll put that intro number one on Vinny's top 10 dumb ideas ever.
That was all Vin's idea. I will give him all credit.
It was overdue from Steve Cohen buying the Mets.
And of course, this happens the day after we recorded last week's episode. It always happens.
Finish off the episode saying, hopefully we have any baseball news. And we have
of course,
lunch.
we got it right the next morning at noon. Initial thoughts, initial reactions of who they gave up. I think that
steal.
It was a steal.
You didn't like it at first. You thought they gave up too much. You were texting me. Don't try to deny it.
So here's the thing.
You didn't like giving up both shortstops.
Yes, but I think that was before it was announced that Carrasco was in the deal.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Because even Passan didn't say that Carrasco was included in the deal until maybe 25 minutes later.
I think it was Heyman who first
reported
that. But I think that's the biggest part of this trade, honestly.
Well, and I think that's why they're comfortable. Even Sandy and Porter said it. They're actually, if nothing, hopefully, Lindor, during his press conference the other day, he said, I'm very open to talking an extension. I don't want to do it during the season. But
asked 50 times in the 55 questions he received if he would sign a contract extension. So
he said,
welcome to New York, Francisco.
But even Sandy and Porter said, we're comfortable with this trade, even if it's 1 year of Lindor, because you're getting possibly 3 years of Carrasco.
Yeah, they gave him. Look, Rosario can turn into something good. He's not going to turn into Lindor.
No.
Jimenez can turn into something good.
Neither is Jimenez, to be honest.
But he's not going to be Lindor. I think Jimenez will be better than Rosario. I really
I believe that as well.
What I saw from him. But when you can go from, the top two, say 20-ish shortstops in baseball to top 5, whatever. Some people may not consider Lindor the best. I would.
It's top 3. If you're going to argue that he's not number 1.
But this next class coming out, there's a lot of names where interchangeable if they're all healthy. But you do it.
Right.
And I don't think he's not going to sign an extension here. I think the buzz around the Mets and with all the players that have spoken out that they want to come here and play for Steve Cohen, and it's a different Mets. One we have never thought we would have ever seen.
And although they did say, hey, we're comfortable if this is 1 year, I'm sure Cohen was do this deal, and I have every intention to keep this guy.
Yeah.
For the rest of his career. You're thinking it's going to be a 7 or 8 year deal.
I wouldn't even be surprised if it's 10.
It's going to, whatever it is, and I think the hopes of it and what's really, there's a lot of parallels. It's the Mookie Betts thing last year. Red Sox traded him to the Dodgers. They're going, oh, wow, all right. And, the Dodgers didn't give up much for Betts. It was Verdugo,
literally,
and they took on Price's contract. That was, I think, the big difference of the money.
Yeah.
But they gave Verdugo and, a bag of balls.
Yeah, no. That's because they wanted to shed salary.
Right. So
baseball's trending in a bad direction that way.
So the fact that... So I think we knew this even before that. If a trade was going to get done, Jimenez was going to be the number 1 guy that the Indians were going to want, and he had to be included in the deal. And we were hey,
I'd honestly,
you have to do it.
Mauricio, especially if you're going to get Lindor, who's going to most likely be there for a while.
Especially now, right? You gave up the 2 shortstop on your active roster. All right, let's say Lindor. You still have you have Mauricio. If that's the guy that you do want to see,
who's a top prospect. I think he's top 100 prospect right now.
Yeah.
And Rosario and Jimenez are only a few years younger than Lindor.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't have all of them.
So
there's not enough
Rosario's
spots.
23, 24?
I think so.
And Lindor's 27.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is that their defense up the middle now is going to be very solid. You went from Rosario having like it was like 34th ranked defensive run saved, and Lindor was like 5th. Lindor was like +9. Rosario was like a -20 something.
Oh, it's miserable. I could probably play better defense out there, and I'm 300 pounds.
I think the trade is worth it just on that alone.
Absolutely.
For the year.
It was miserable watching him play defense.
So,
and then you had fucking Cano on the other side of him who can't move. So it was really, really bad.
So now I want to, I guess, if you have the intentions of signing Lindor long term, and he's getting paid like 18 this year.
Is it? Is it higher?
I think it's
higher.
It's something like that. Carrasco's 12, and that basically allows you to say, all right, hey, if we get a guy, we don't need to get like the Odorizzi anymore. That's your $12 million guy now.
Okay, but according to Martino, they don't have $25.
Right, that's another
$25 to spend on free agents. So,
would you, to round out the rotation, to move Lugo back in the bullpen? I would Kluber, Paxton.
They're gonna look at him. That's actually that bullpen's today.
Kluber's, yes.
Yeah.
They said, I think Kluber would be a really, ceiling very high.
I mean, it really...
If you get anything from what he was with Cleveland.
It really depends on what happens today. They were saying, if he can pitch just until Syndergaard gets back on a low base deal with incentives, like, that's a win, as if you're Steve Cohen.
He's going to be your number 4 starter. I think that's fine.
I like where they are right now. Obviously, they need more depth. But, they literally roll out now DeGrom, Carrasco, Stroman, Peterson, and Matz for now. So,
I mean, again, we'll see that.
And then you have Syndergaard coming back and Matz to the bullpen. So if you get another starter, I mean, I don't know if they'll be in on Odorizzi. I assume that they're going to transition to bullpen help if they're going to spend that kind of money, which they should. Go after Brad Hand.
I think that should be the next move is Hand, but also everyone we see LeMahieu really upset with the Yankees, like pissed. He's like, let's not so much move on, but he's like, I can't wait anymore. Like he told his agent, reach out to the teams that were interested in me, like Toronto, the Mets, maybe the Red Sox. They were saying something like that.
I don't know if he's the right move for the Mets.
But so now what I'm gonna ask is, because I sent you the tweet about center field probably being the better move defensively, because you go from Springer.
And offensively,
right.
Never mind. If
Springer taking over center, where Nimmo is a defensive run save. He goes to left. He's now positive, and then Dom goes to first, and DH purposes, Alonso your DH.
We couldn't assume there's going to be a DH
exactly
because they
compared to JD Davis, who's a -19 defensive run saved, and LeMahieu's right around 2.
I was kind of surprised to see. I knew J.D. Davis wasn't good at
third. I did not think he was that bad.
Watching him, just the eye
test, doesn't seem like it's that bad. I agree.
Like he's that bad. I assume it probably goes in, factors in his range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he makes some plays where if you thought he was really that bad.
I thought he was better. I thought he was better than McNeil last year at third.
Yeah, I mean McNeil is the perfect situation worked out for him.
Right. And he's just going to be the everyday second baseman and lock him in there. So overall, you might be saying, the Chris Bryant rumors are coming around.
I'd actually
here's the thing, though. Would you do it if you got Kyle Hendricks on top of that, and you were able to give them Familia and shed off salary?
Maybe,
because Familia would be put in that contract so that they'd only be paying Bryant $10 million instead of $20 million for this season. You'd be saving the Cubs $10 million.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would do it. Just because I really like Hendricks, and
if he's your fourth,
he's been trending really good too. He hasn't really shown a decline as he's been.
Dude, he's right around a 3.2 ERA for a lot of his career.
But I really don't like Chris Bryant. 5 years ago, maybe I would have made a trade for him.
I mean, he was an MVP and Rookie of the Year 5 years ago.
He just injuries have taken his toll. He literally has one shoulder.
So he's not that good. He's not good.
He's really not that good.
So that's why I think that and they said the luxury tax, it's not. I'm sure it's something they're thinking about, but they even publicly said, hey, it's not a limit for us.
I understand them building up to it now, and I understand Mets fans wanting them to build up to it now. But you got to be careful what you do for long term, because if you're hovering around it, every year you're over the luxury tax, the percentage gets higher and higher and higher, and that's why teams like the Yankees tend to go over it for a while, and then they really need to shed back down, and that's why the Yankees never rebuild; they just retool because they have to shed salary for a year just to wipe out the percentage hike, and then they go right back over it. But the Mets, you don't really want to start off over it for a bunch of years. I mean, you can, but you don't want to lock guys who aren't your elite talent into big money deals just because you had the space.
Right, and I also I don't want Steve Cohen to make this offseason the one offseason where he does everything. Like, there's a huge free agent class next year that I hope that they're in on because there is money being shedded off. Another thing though is I don't know what's going to happen. They need to extend Conforto.
Yes. They apparently no news on that. They haven't even talked. I'm
honestly I'm okay with them depending what he demands. If they don't extend Syndergaard, they don't extend Syndergaard. I don't think that's a priority right now.
No, I think that is really dependent on how he comes back from Tommy John. I think it's a good idea to extend him because if he pitches like
anywhere
he's
was
capable,
in 2016.
Never mind just that. Like if he pitches what he's capable of, he is capable of being a legit ace on any team in baseball.
In 2016, he was the best pitcher the Mets had.
He has some of the best stuff in baseball. It's just like we've talked about it on the show before. He just gets fastball happy.
Yeah.
He thinks, I've got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. I'm just going to try to throw it by major league hitters, but it's flat. They're just going to foul it back until they get a pitch they can hit.
And I also don't think his secondary stuff is not good enough where DeGrom, you can blow by. Like, his velocity's gone up so much the past few years that his slider is that good, his changeup is that good, that a fastball, like, people don't touch DeGrom's fastball because they're thinking of the slider.
And that's the thing with DeGrom stuff, too, is that his velocity has increased year over year. Syndergaard's has stayed the same. It's still elite, and he does have good secondary pitches, but there's nothing to fool you with that fastball. Thinking like it just never changes speed. It's 99 or in between 99 or 101 every time. Take something off of it.
Right. I guess if there's one move to be made for the Mets, the last move, let's say it's the last move of the offseason, what should be made? I think it's Brad Hand.
I think it's Brad Hand.
Because he'd be on the Mets right now if the sale went through when he was on waivers. They would have picked him up for $10 million a year. For that 1 year, $10 million. I think they've been in on him since the start. I think it's the good move.
They need a lefty. I mean, they signed Jerry Blevins, but I don't want Jerry Blevins being the left-handed specialist in the bullpen.
Let's get Hand, move Lugo into the bullpen. Their bullpen would be very
stacked.
Good. Yeah.
Top 2 in baseball. On paper.
Division round this coming week for the NFL. That's coming up next. All right. Divisional round for the NFL is set. Rams Packers, Ravens Bills Saturday, Browns Chiefs, Bucks Saints Sunday. What were your takeaways from the super wild card weekend?
I hate the Bears.
Okay.
I hate the Bears. Yeah, that's it. They can't ever play on primetime ever because they're just embarrassing. So never.
What
again.
do you mean they played on Nickelodeon?
Yeah. Chris, no.
So this is
we haven't showed you the clip, but there's an MLB Network.
Chris Russo, Mad Dog,
Nickelodeon.
This clip.
They was on the Nickelodeon game.
He goes,
I swear to God.
Whoever was watching the Saints-Bears game on Nickelodeon needs their head checked.
Why are you saying it like the fish announcer from SpongeBob?
Let me tell you something. This Nickelodeon thing is just, you gotta get your head examined.
No, he's serious.
Like, I don't think he knew that, like, Nance and Romo were
also
also just announcing the game on CBS. Just switch it.
Also, the viewers on Nickelodeon were, wow, it was like 2 million, I'm pretty sure.
I think that the idea...
Look, I turned it on originally. I saw who was broadcasting the game. I'm like, I can't listen to this.
Noah Eagle's very good, though.
Yes, but watching a game on television of any sport, it's all about the commentators. So, I couldn't sit there. I also couldn't watch fucking fake slime cannons when people scored.
Slime cannon!
Especially as a Bears fan, who they didn't fucking score a touchdown until the end of the game.
And did they even do this? They didn't even do the slime cannon.
Don't know. I wasn't watching at that point.
The football game was the highest viewership Nickelodeon's gotten in 4 years.
Right. So Nickelodeon hires viewership in 4 years. At what was the number?
2.20. Oh, hang on. 2.03.
2.03 million. 2.06 million.
I was right.
I would say good for both. First off, this is stuff, and I'll bring it back to obviously new sport. This is stuff that like MLB's not doing. Like, dude,
the memes.
I'm saying for kids to like, they were probably a bunch of. And that's the whole point. They want a new audience, like a new generation, dude, before the game started, no Eagles like explaining these. Well, first off,
Yeah.
young Sheldon was
God.
explaining that a full start is when, and then he's like,
I'm so glad I didn't watch it.
He explained what like the penalty was, and then he like brought it back to like he tried to compare it to like a real life thing.
That's awful.
Just like when my dad eats before my mom sits down.
Right. But it's like a false start when you go back 10 yards for moving before the snap. Just like how my dad eats before my mom says grace. And I was just like, what the heck? No Eagles going, let's get it out of that. Let's bring it down to young Sheldon to explain defensive pass interference. Defensive pass interference. It's when the defender gets in the way. Blah, blah, blah.
I also bet you not as many kids as you think watch that game.
Oh, like but I'm saying people like us just see like, oh, like how different is the broadcast? I think it goes to show NFL broadcasts are fucking boring. To be honest.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. I mean, you watch CBS. Oh, here we go, Jim. And I love Tony Romo. Or it's on Fox. On Fox,
true.
It's
Aikman.
Well, you're absolutely right, Joe. You're absolutely right, Joe. Like that's all Troy Aikman says. Well, you're absolutely right, Joe.
At least Romo brings.
And then our fellow Oswego alumni.
Romo also calls the plays before they happen.
Also, our fellow Oswego alumni love Steve Lee, but
he's awful.
the Monday night football team is not good.
Haven't been good since Gordon and Tirico left.
I think that 3. Well, that's another thing. Tirico, when he takes over from Michaels, on NBC, it's gonna be great. But
I like it.
A 3-man booth was stupid. Levy,
so
Greasy, Riddick, it just doesn't work. And Riddick's gonna be a GM in any, but I don't think Greasy's that great either.
Neither is Steve. They both suck. They're not good. It's not interesting.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh my God! Never put the Chiefs on Monday Night Football again.
I literally couldn't get that out of my head for like a week. Helaire. Of course, it's the game that he got.
Edwards-Helaire.
Of course, it's the one game that Helaire got like 30 carries.
Yeah.
Another one for Helaire. I couldn't do it. So I like what Nickelodeon did though.
Yeah,
it was something new. It was something fresh.
The first broadcast they've ever done, so there's room for.
I'm telling you, they're gonna do this.
Refinement.
They're gonna do this once a year.
But it's not a bad idea.
No, I'm saying which isn't a bad idea.
Look, Nickelodeon's gonna be all for it. Obviously, gave them their highest viewership in forever.
Right.
Yeah, but how many views does a football game?
Does like CBS get?
Yeah.
CBS, I think, had over 20 million.
Yeah.
Per game?
I think this weekend.
Well, I would say
like high. 25.6.
But high, yeah.
Down.
NFL is the most popular program
that
on
makes
TV
that's
the country.
Right. That makes sense. It's probably bigger than a regular season game, but
it was the only game.
That was Sunday's prime time 4:40 game.
The wild card weekend this weekend had 25 million views total. Normally, if it's not a wild card, it gets 15 million views. But
because there were 6 games.
Because there were 6 games, but also this weekend was down 5 million. Last year they had like 30.2 million or some shit like that. I don't know if it's beneficial for them to hop back into Nickelodeon and shit.
I don't feel like that's the reason why.
Right. I'm telling you, I think it could be down because, like, dude, 3 games a day is like cool, but like that could have been overload. Like because usually because Christian, like usually this weekend is 2-2.
Yeah.
What this coming week is, because the first 2 seeds usually get a bye. But they added that means they added 2 games, right? Essentially,
yes.
Right? Because the number 2 team played on wild card weekend, and they added another wild card team. That's what I'm wondering. I think they're going to continue to do the Nickelodeon to engage a new audience.
They're going to keep that 7 seed, absolutely.
But like, it's just more money. It's more money for another game.
Yeah.
Viewership might be down for them, but they're still getting paid.
We have not covered a single. We've not covered a single thing about the NFL.
Playoffs because the Cowboys and the Patriots aren't in it too.
Well, that's the thing with like these brands, football. The product of a lot of big brands in football, not good. Patriots were not good this year. Eagles were not good this year. Cowboys stunk. Giants, Jets stunk. I mean,
that's really
the big 5, to be honest. Yeah.
Didn't play well.
How much time do we have left? I just want to make sure.
We have.
How much time have we used?
5 minutes.
5? All right.
So
I'm talking about. Well, let me tell you. First off, with this Nickeldonian thing, the girl in the booth, Wims dropped the ball. She said, "Good try. This is the NFL."
I gotta pull that up.
All right, we're gonna play a little clip, not the whole thing for copyright issues, but we're gonna.
Anybody who's watching that Nickeldonian for the game needs their head examined. The girl, when the Bear dropped the touchdown in the end zone, said, "Oh, almost. This is the NFL. Almost." I mean, that's not the response.
That's not the response you want for the NFL.
Nickeldonian thing.
Dude. The girl went, "Almost. It's the NFL. What is this?"
And that's Mad Dog Russo.
and then, of course, Boomer and Gio, moment of the day. They heard that thing. Boomer dying. Gio does his little bit. Oh, dude, it was that like, and Mad Dog cannot pronounce any words.
No, nothing.
Like, not good.
He's such a thick accent. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I thought I think that was the funniest thing to come out of the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even know that existed. I'm so glad you had something.
Wait, until I just said, and when I sent it to you, yeah.
I didn't know it existed. We were talking about it for 20 minutes before I pulled it up. Did you really think that?
Dude, that was, I sent it to you, I literally go.
We talked about it, and we've been talking about it for 20 minutes
I sent it to Vin, and I was like, I just peed. Like, I literally laughed so hard when I first watched that little clip that I just like, holy shit, it sounds like a prehistoric time in the Nickeldonian era. Cavemen, the fire, rocks, the Nickeldonian era.
SpongeBob in the field goal.
That was
SpongeBob
awful.
in the
that
field
was
goal.
Actually awful.
That's the only thing that made it worth it.
Yeah. Good try. Young Sheldon telling me DPI. Corvette. Steelers got absolutely ripped. Bomb. 21-0 start.
And then fucking
See you later. And then Chase
Juju and Claypool, right? Both said, or was it just Claypool?
Well, Claypool on TikTok. He went on TikTok live. He went, "Well, the Browns are gonna get crushed anyway, so we're all good. We're good." What?
You just got throttled, 28-0 in the first quarter. Most points ever in a quarter or the first quarter of a playoff
and they had the
game.
most points in the first half.
Yeah.
By a road team or by a team?
Absolutely throttled. You only started scoring because the Browns started playing more of a prevent defense, kind of run the clock, get that game over with.
And the Bears and the Browns went 3 and out a handful because they started running the ball. Chubb didn't have he had a way better receiving game. Yeah. Surprisingly, it was Hunt that had the better rushing attack to start 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, Chubb gets them all the way down there, and then they're like, "Oh, let's give it a green light."
Of course, because of course it is.
He might kick us if we don't get touchdowns.
Hey. Do you think the Browns? What was the most impressive, I guess, game that you saw and win? I really thought the Browns did have a chance to win the game, even before this whole. I mean, dude, first snap, Pouncey goes over Big Ben's head and it goes into a touchdown.
You obviously have a chance because you're playing. Like the only team that probably didn't have a chance was the Bears, but yeah, they got lucky. They missing a few coaches, but they absolutely had a perfect game plan. And the Steelers just, I don't know what happened. They looked like they were starting to trend better and be a competitive team, and then absolutely came out flat.
For me, the biggest surprise though was the Rams-Seahawks game. Dude, the Seahawks like fraud.
The best game
they sucked.
Was Colts-Bills by far.
Yes, I would agree.
I think Rams.
It's not a playoff. It's not a Phil Rivers playoff game if he doesn't have the ball with 2 minutes left to get a game-winning.
Shouldn't drive. Even if Frank Reich kicks field goal in the first half, it's tied at that point.
Yeah.
The Colts beat themselves. They should have won that game by probably a score or 2, the way they were playing. But the Ravens-Titans game too, that was a good game. It's kind of boring. It's really kind of boring.
Henry didn't do much.
The defenses took over. That's what I said. I like the Titans because I thought they could stop the Ravens' offense, and they really did. They gave up 20 points.
Yeah, and then Titans.
Henry had 50 yards. You just don't expect that out of him, especially the way he ran on them last year.
And then the game in overtime.
Yeah,
the first time that they met. So, not to toot my own horn, but I went 1-4-1 against the spread on Wild Card Weekend. You went 2-3-1.
That's winner. That's a win right there. I don't care about the losing record. I beat you. You're the better here.
That was not good. I thought that we had the Browns.
So did I.
And we didn't.
Christian, bring back
run it back.
Episodes.
I thought that.
Did we talk ourselves out of the pick we had on the script?
Of course we did, because we said
Because you were saying Bears plus 10, and I know I said Saints at the end of
Yes, no, we knew that. I think that we went Steelers because
the coaching
of the coaching situation and how the Browns only won by 2 without Big Ben.
Yeah, I think you're right. We probably did.
I mean, Big Ben threw for over 500 yards, 4 picks, 4 tutties.
Touchdowns. A lot of garbage. No, didn't he throw for over 600? Or was it
No, it was over 5. But it was a bunch of garbage time offense.
Yeah.
Like in FanDuel, he still had the highest points.
Oh, absolutely.
Even with 4 picks and like
500 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think the picks only are -1.
But I had him MVP, so it was 1.5. Yeah. So like for a lot of us, it was -1.5. But
it's okay. I'm never doing that again. I got gypped.
You're never gonna play FanDuel again?
No, I absolutely will. But I got upset. I was in first place
that
whole Rams Seahawks game, and then that DK Metcalf touchdown.
It's the worst when like the first 2 times, especially what you did, you were in the money for a while, and then of course you finished like 4th and 5th, right before
the whole game. That was my own fault though for not taking Russ. I should have done that. And then also, if I just didn't take Ronald Jones, if I took Fournette, I would have came in second in the Bucs.
I came in second.
We are not talking about anything.
I came in second though. I came in second in the Seahawks Rams.
Yeah.
I took Akers was the pick, bro. I said that. Big game for Akers. Yeah. All right, I guess look ahead. All right, just quick. Bills look good. Colts played it close, just like you said. Seahawks absolutely shit the bed. They fired Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, their defense was a problem at the beginning of the season.
No,
it's
OC.
Yeah. What the hell is wrong?
So that's what I'm like.
But yeah, they looked great in the beginning of the season and fell off. It was the tale of two. They just couldn't mesh together, the offense and the defense. But
Bucks got the job done. -8.
Philosophical differences for them.
Bucks push -8. Heineke looked very good. He's gonna get some good backup quarterback money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he can do this as a full season, but
but
hey, get yourself some money, kid.
Ravens Titans. Lamar Jackson shut everyone up. Played very well.
Come from behind win.
Yeah, ran the ball very well. Ravens defense were able to stop Derrick Henry. He ran for 50-something yards. I think that was it.
Yeah, it was low.
AJ Brown though, great game.
Dude, Tannehill had him on a touchdown late in that game, and he just didn't even look at him. He beat Marlon Humphrey.
Who did he?
Some no-name guy.
He
threw the pick. He fell down.
Yes. Yep.
I don't remember his name.
Something. It was a dash. Westbrook error something.
Sure.
Okay. Yep.
Sure.
My Saints beat the Bears against Vinny's Bears.
His fake Saints. He's a Jets fan.
Vinny thinks I don't know how you think this. I've been rooting for the Saints the same time that I'm rooting for the Jets, 2006.
I don't want you to take glory in teams beating me, okay?
Sorry. I've been a Saints fan since 2006. For a year. That's 15 years, bro.
That's because the Saints were a playoff team that year. Jets were.
That's not... I actually... Maybe it was 2005. As soon as Drew Brees got traded to the Saints...
2006.
I started rooting for Drew Brees and the Saints. Not a front runner. Not a front runner. Dude, I stuck with them when they... I stuck with them when they were at the bottom of the barrel of the division when Sean Payton and Greg Williams... the whole scandal. Before this 4-year divisional run of them winning 4 in a row, they were nothing. Fuck you. Alvin Kamara. No one fucking knew who Alvin Kamara was.
Dude, he went to Alabama.
Eric is going, he went to Tennessee, dickhead. He was in Bama, and then he dipped because he wasn't getting his playing time. I was the first one out of anyone that my friends knew.
Alabama.
Alvin Kamara. I said, this kid's going to be a stud. 3rd round pick next. Y'all can. Browns, I'm very happy for Cleveland. Blake Walland, shout out to you, my brother. Very happy for you. Tough Ohio State loss, though.
Miss you, Blake.
Bama, absolutely.
So happy about that, though.
Bama, absolutely. It wasn't even a fun game to watch the other night.
But everyone should have known that was coming.
Yeah. Mac Jones.
Dude,
Najee.
like an 80% completion percentage for the entire season. That's nuts.
All right. 4 games this weekend. Rams, Packers. Packers -6.5. Who you thinking?
I don't know. I don't like this line, actually, because I think Aaron Donald's going to play. I mean, McVay kind of said it yesterday. He's like, barring unforeseen circumstances, the Terminator's going to play. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call Aaron Donald.
I didn't know that was his nickname.
But okay. You know, Sean McVay's a little out there, but he's smart. But I don't really trust Goff. He didn't look good. He did just enough for that team to win the game.
I think that they can get by the same way that they did last week. That's why it's going to be close. I think it's going to be up to the defense. I think it's going to be Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams and
at Lambeau, Packer weather.
I also think the Rams can run the ball down the throats of this Packers D.
I think they can, but to what?
Cam Akers is
to
been
what
very
degree
good.
though? When you can't throw the ball, I mean, Goff cannot throw the ball down the field right now. He just can't.
No.
It's like Peyton Manning 2015, just not being able to make a throw more than 12 yards. So I think I'll take the Packers minus 6.5. I bet you they win by a score.
I'm gonna take the Rams just to see what we got with that. Yeah, I was just very shocked of how well they played. I was very shocked how well they played against Seattle.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Ravens, Bills -2. I'm taking the Bills. At home. Here's the thing. Josh Allen said if they win the Super Bowl, he's jumping through 2 tables that are on fire. He's on his Mick Foley shit, bro. WWE.
Josh Allen's gonna fucking end his career.
Oh my God, he's doing a table.
End his career at 25 if he wins the Super Bowl.
I mean, I feel like you like the Ravens. Just how I know you.
They're playing such good football, and they really shouldn't be a 6 seed. No, 7 seed. No, what, the 4 seed? 5 seed. Oh my God,
they didn't win the division, so
5 seed.
Yeah, they're not
5
top
seed.
4.
The Titans were the 4 seed. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place today.
Right, both 5s beat the 4.
Yes.
In each conference.
Yeah, I do like the Ravens.
It's tough to go against Lamar, and this is a game that I'm very excited to FanDuel. I'm not even kidding. Like, who's MVP?
Which quarterback is going to be?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
MVP
I think that I still might have to take Lamar at MVP.
He just rushes. He's going to rush for 100 yards, and then anything he does passing is on top of it. And he's probably going to rush for 2 touchdowns. I'll take the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens outright.
I feel like if
it's a 2.5 spread.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if the Ravens cover,
I also don't want to see the Bills to win. I hate the Bills.
I hate
the Bills.
See, I'm rooting for the Bills, and they're in the Jets division. But I'm really
well. You have problems. We know this.
But I'd say 2.5. If the Ravens cover this 2.5, I think they're just gonna win.
Yeah, I mean they should. If you lose
like
by 1 or 2, that's
but I'm saying I don't see this game being like a game-winning field, you know. And if it is, it's gonna be Justin Tucker doing the game winner.
Miss.
Dude, he missed a 54-yarder.
Dude, everyone was it was like 50. I think it was 52. But anyway, everyone was like,
it was 54, and everyone was like, oh my god. Gets lined up for another 52, and I go, there's no way he fucking misses this one.
He's the best kicker to ever live.
Dude.
And everyone was like shocked that he missed a 54-yard field goal. It's like, dude, it's not like it was that's a 30-yard field goal for him though. Really.
Right, and
the way he kicks.
Right, and
as
soon as he missed, I was like, there's no way he misses 2 50-yard right down the middle.
Yeah.
51.
Was like no question. But yeah, I'll take the Ravens.
All right, so we're on 2 different sides of both games. All right, so Browns Chiefs -10. I'm taking the Browns +10. I mean, this is playoff football. I don't see a major blowout.
Browns should have their coaches back.
Stefanski is back,
so they'll be able to practice. They weren't even able to practice until Friday last week
to play against the Steelers. Which I think it does help that they were divisional. They played them twice already.
Yeah, they just played them last week too.
Exactly right. So back-to-back games. So
in a must-win game. So
right.
they were coming off that high, and I don't think they're gonna win this game.
Dude, 10's a lot for a playoff game,
and especially they just put up 40 points.
And
Chiefs are better than the Steelers.
You could back it up on me. I took the Bears +10 last week. I thought it was too big. I mean, dude, the Bears just didn't score. So
you just don't ever listen to me.
But, dude, 10...
I know 10, my team.
I still think 10's too much for Browns Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs have just been getting by the past few weeks.
Yeah, but they're a good team. I don't...
Oh, of course.
It's probably just them getting a little monotonous, and I'm sure Andy Reid will not let them come into that in a playoff game.
I still like the Browns getting pressure on Mahomes.
I think I'm easily taking Browns +10.
Yeah,
but
I like
don't
that.
Discount the Chiefs as being a team that's not the Chiefs that won the Super Bowl.
Right, exactly.
I do think they're a better team than they were last year.
What are we at, Christian? We got one more game.
You got a minute and a half.
Okay. Bucks Saints. You know my pick. It's Saints -3. The only thing the reason why I think that this game is this close. I mean, both teams are very comparable, obviously, but third time playing each other. divisional rivals. Saints got the first 2. This is obviously scripted to be, the Bucks win the third go around. Brady has never lost, like a meeting 3 times. In
a row.
Yeah, so.
Too bad he didn't get another Super Bowl with Eli.
Right.
Actually, no. If he hasn't, then it's probably a good thing he didn't.
I'm taking the Saints. It's gonna be a little tough though, and I think Payton's gonna be. I feel like this is a game where he's gonna use Taysom Hill even more because if the Bucks bring in their pass rushing, if Todd Bowles brings on the blitz, which he usually does, Breeze could be kind of fucked.
I mean, I'm taking the Bucks. Yeah. I think the Bucks are winning this game.
Isn't 100% healthy, right?
No, but that's the thing. You got Godwin, you got Gronkowski.
Dude,
Cameron Brate had over 100 yards last week.
Mike Evans literally does not need to be on the field until they get to the opposing 20.
Yeah, he's gonna just be a red zone.
Does he ever get?
Oh, and Antonio Brown's been fucking awesome.
Yeah. The Bucks win this game, no question about it in my mind.
I'm telling you, this is gonna be
clown me on Sunday if you want, but
let's go Saints. Who dat, nation? All right, just want to touch on some NBA. The big headline: Kyrie Irving. I could have told you this was going to happen. Not to maybe this extent. He did this bullshit with the Celtics. He did it all. Everyone's going, oh, the Nets, let's start the parade. They're going to be the Eastern Conference team that's going to make it to the fun. This team, Steve Nash doesn't even know what the hell's going on.
Dude, he hasn't looked good at all as a coach.
Hey, run top.
Here's what's bad, and I feel he's a rookie coach, and Steve Marks, hasn't said anything. Nash has been the one to have to answer everything. How did he put that on the He's like, I don't know I'm worried about the guys that are here. And then Marks finally said something about Irving in the situation. That's why if you put this all on Nash, that's a lot to. He's like, I'm just worried about the guys that I got to coach right now.
I'm worried he's too mild-mannered of a guy, though.
And also,
I don't think you have to be uppity as a coach, like a Tom Thibodeau type guy, but especially not with a guy like Durant. But towards a Kyrie Irving, who looks to you for respect as not only a former player but as a person, I think he's got to be a little bit more vocal.
Does Kyrie look to him for respect? Does Kyrie respect anyone?
He should.
Kyrie only cares about himself.
He had a big role in getting Steve Nash there. You know him. He was picky with the coaches they picked, and he's not even a black coach. So the amount of coaching in the NBA that is non-black, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant were looking for that. So if they didn't even pick a black coach, they were like, no, we want Steve Nash.
I think,
it's gotta be good.
And I think that's a big reason also, though. You could spin it. We want Nash because we're just going to do whatever the hell we want to do.
Kyrie lives in his own little world.
You know, that's the whole thing in where the type of players that the Knicks have, and the Knicks are young. They bringing Thibodeau was we got to bring in a guy that can coach these kids.
And can rein everybody in.
Right. Down in Brooklyn, it's just kind of laissez-faire. All right, well, we got one of the best scorers of all time. Got the best finisher in the league right now. One of the best point guards. Steve, just call a play.
Yeah.
They're not gonna whatever.
Kyrie's been living in his own little world
for the best 43 years.
Never mind that. Since he got in the league, LeBron comes there. LeBron wins them a championship. He was never even close to sniffing the playoffs before LeBron got there. And Kyrie firmly believes that the only reason they won that championship was because of him.
Because he made that shot.
I don't want to be. Yeah, which he wouldn't have even been in a position to make if LeBron doesn't fucking make that block.
Oh, blocked by James!
Anyways, he's like, I'm tired of being overshadowed by LeBron. Whatever you want to say about him, I'm a top 2 player fucking to ever live, but you're being overshadowed.
So you're overshadowed by Durant? No.
Should be.
Right.
Should be. Oh, if they win.
Also, a big topic. What if this happened on the Knicks? The fans calling what the fuck is going on? We brought in this guy to be
the worst move in Knicks history.
Right, and right now, obviously, Knicks fans are probably annoyed, but not vocal like the Knicks fans. Imagine if there were fans in the crowd. I'm going to MSG, and we brought in this best point guard, and he's not even on. He's what the hell? People, they'd be coming after his head.
I'm so glad they
right now
got him.
The Knicks
Westbrook.
fans would be coming after his head right now, and we're not like he's getting away with this right now.
He's gotten away with it his whole career.
I'm saying Nash is just throwing it under the rug.
This isn't anything new.
I think Kyrie Irving needs to seek therapy, and I think Kyrie Irving needs to be reminded of his massive salary. And I'll leave it at that.
33.4. That's a big reason why. So yeah, Stephen A. We're just watching it. He's calling for his retirement, but he's
not going.
He's not going to because I'm sure he still wants to collect $33.4 million that he's owed.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Durant though, last night.
He's gonna carry.
Dagger.
Gonna carry them.
He's gonna drop like 40 points tonight.
Oh, most likely. Oh, first back-to-back of the season, of course. Because he's playing the Knicks.
Randall.
You think Randall can run with him?
No,
I
not
don't
shot.
know.
Who?
Well, I think Randall's got to cover the paint. I honestly, they might run his own.
I don't even know.
You can't guard him. It doesn't matter who
You
you
can't
put.
put
You can't
Quickly
guard
on him. You can't put R.J. Barrett on him.
No.
He's the best scorer to ever live.
Say Quickly's not even. It's gonna be.
Quickly still hurt?
No. He's coming off the bench. It's Peyton. Like the last lineup, it's been Peyton, Barrett, Randall. Oh, they're gonna put Reggie Bullock on him.
I like Reggie Bullock.
They're gonna put Reggie Bullock on him, and then Mitch is gonna be on DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen.
So he'll have 3 fouls within the first 5 minutes of the game. Oh, sorry, within the first 5 minutes, within the first 2 minutes. I like Mitchell Robinson. He just can't stop fouling people though.
Yeah.
Straight up, Mitch. Straight up.
Also, there's one person that I feel like is very hidden, just because he'd be getting the minutes. What the fuck do you think Spencer Dinwiddie's thinking right now?
Well,
like what? Right? Like obviously he's out for the year, 20 ACL, but like if he was healthy, like he'd be starting like he did before like Irving got it. He's going. If I'm not hurt, I'm fucking starting for this team that is a true contender, and this motherfucker is
bringing in all the bad.
Like what the hell?
Well, is Caris LeVert, is he going to not come off the bench anymore? Is he going to start?
I think he's still been coming off the bench.
Michigan boy.
But, dude, that's the thing. LeVert has been the Nets' best player for the last 3 years.
He's nice.
What's the game that we were watching?
What?
The Nets...
Don't look at me.
No, the Nets played...
Oh.
Who did the Nets play the other night?
On Saturday?
LeVert literally scored like 46. Because it was no Durant... No Irving, like Durant because of the COVID things, like still. Like the protocol.
Yeah.
LeVert literally scored like 47 points.
I see the scores, and that's my interest in the NBA if the Knicks aren't playing.
I hope they don't turn into the next Philadelphia 76ers. That's all I got.
Embiid.
The Grizzlies.
Memphis. They played Memphis. That's what it was.
Embiid with the carry. Oh,
Embiid
that
against the Heat.
OT.
OT.
No John Morant, though. They won by 5 with no John Morant. Whatever.
Stud.
Go Knicks, though.
Set the Knicks back 10 years, not getting that second pick.
All right, I know you wanted to jump on this, so this is a good segue. LeVert, Michigan, your Wolverines, number 7 team in the country, gonna go up again after they dismantled the Badgers.
Dude, wasn't even close. It was close.
They won by 35, did they not?
No, they won by like 27.
All right.
Okay, but they were up by like 40 at one point. They went on a 40-6 run from...
They literally gave up 29 points in 29 minutes.
Oh, you saw my tweet.
I did. But I was watching the game. Like, dude, their defense is dirty.
Yeah. No, they play a really good style of basketball, and Juwan Howard has really come in and set a really good...
I love the people that hated the signing.
Not set a good way for this program, because John Beilein brought this program back to relevance.
Of course, Hall of Fame type of coach.
Has continued and built on what?
Right. A lot of people didn't think that. They thought with Beilein leaving, this program was going to dip to the bottom of the Big Ten.
Probably the 3rd best team in the country right now, behind Gonzaga.
Gonzaga and Baylor. There hasn't been anyone more consistent than them.
And they have the number 1 recruiting class for next year.
Also, Kansas lost. Yes, they're going to be a top 5 team by the end of the weekend.
Maybe. What is Kansas now?
6.
Kansas
they were 6.
Yeah.
So they're going to bump
what
them.
happens with Iowa, and then they have another ranked matchup against Minnesota on Saturday.
Yeah.
Michigan does. I mean, the way they played last night, I don't see much of an issue there. But you never know. It's Big Ten is competitive.
Sparty's in the
deepest conference.
Michigan State's in absolute. They're in turmoil. I mean, they can't win a game.
North Carolina. Can we talk about that too? Since we brought up college basketball. Thank you, Regs. I will be waiting for my GJP. Thanks on our Syracuse North Carolina bet. North Carolina.
He bet.
Oh, he loves Syracuse. He thinks.
No, I know,
Syracuse
but he bet really 1-on-1 that like Cuse was going to beat.
Yes, but North Carolina sucks. North Carolina
Gerard kept shooting.
should have won by 40 points last night. They dismantled that zone. They dominated the offensive rebounds. They just can't shoot. There's not a single guy on that team. Obviously last year. These are the first time in Roy Williams UNC tenure that they don't have a single guy who can shoot the ball.
Right, you had Cole Anthony last year, but he was even hurt for a lot of the season.
It might be time for him though. At the Old Trail.
Really?
I don't think he recruits well anymore. He's old.
That's tough.
He's got he's got his
recruiting's always tough though.
Especially now, kids are moving towards different styles of coaching, and the big reason why Juwan Howard has built Michigan. Who the hell wants to go to Michigan and spend your winter in freezing temperatures? He's an NBA guy. He's been an NBA coach for a long time under a good heat program.
Right. He was working with Spoelstra for
these top
He's also
high schoolers.
a legend in Michigan.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
These top high schoolers are going to want to go play for him because they all want to go to the NBA.
Yeah. I think it's a big, even cross-board, we'll go maybe just quickly touch upon.
Hunter Dickinson. Dominant.
That's one of the crossover quickly. We got 2 minutes here. Just the natty, with like football and Bama and
snooze fest.
Well, and Ohio State, but it goes to show like recruiting. It's like that's why I think Harbaugh like hasn't been able to recruit well at all. Like a lot, I'm saying a lot of teams are hard.
Contract extension.
Imagine if you're getting recruited by Saban, and he's going, and a lot of players. All right, you're going to sit on the bench for 2 years, right? And you're going to start your junior and senior year, but you're guaranteed a natty, one of the 4 years, right? You're guaranteed. So guys like Najee Harris, who was sitting behind Damian Harris, who Patriots, Bo Scarborough, Josh Jacobs, Raiders. Mac Jones sat behind Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa, and boom, natty.
People thought they were going to be looking
Smith's
for
name because of Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy.
Exactly. So
and Jalen Waddle was the number one wide receiver on that team before he got hurt.
And the kid from LSU did not play this year. That was the number one.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and he sat out. So now Devontae's got 100% going to be the number one receiver pick now. Chase is going to come number 2.
Dolphins are going to take him. Absolutely.
I think the Jets are going to take him. Them are the O-line from Oregon. So Devontae Smith is going to be the first receiver picked in this draft now.
Dolphins.
And you're saying Dolphins. I just don't. It's if the Jets don't take the Oregon right tackle, I think they go with Smith.
I really wouldn't
it's
be
gonna
surprised
be very
to see them
interesting.
take Wilson from BYU.
You think the Jets are going to take Wilson at number 2?
I don't trust the Jets to do anything.
Here's Joe Douglas had a very good he had a good draft last year. Becton, Mims.
Was it May? Marcus May? Was that this year?
Oh no, May's been on the team for a while.
Who am I thinking of? Who did they draft? Did they draft a defensive back?
I think you're right. Not May though. Marcus May's been there since even like
I can't watch the
Jamal.
Jets. The Jets are like the Giants. I can't watch them when they're on TV.
But actually, like you had this game was not good.
No, it was boring. I literally had it on as background noise.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like almost the entire offense of Bama is going to go in the first round. Probably not. I don't think Najee's a first round pick.
Oh, I bet you he will be.
But he might be.
I bet you he'll be a top 20 pick.
But I'm saying he might be like a Clyde, like an Edwards-Helaire. He might be in like the 20s, first rounder. Probably the first running back to go. Dude, like their center Dickerson, I'm very happy they did that for him. He got the 2 snaps in.
That was a good moment.
Yeah. Dude, they're full. Like, dude, Mac Jones might have worked his way into a first round pick.
I think he already was. Well, I mean, not coming into the year, but
right, but throughout the season. I mean, there's a Heisman finalist.
He throws the ball well. I just don't know if a good NFL career will come for him. I shouldn't say good. I should say really successful one. Just because he's really a pocket passer, no mobility in the way the game of the NFL is
you see
trending.
Pictures of him. He's a tanker.
Is not suited for his kind of game. But you never know. Still pocket passers who can't move, still throw the ball pretty well.
Patriots.
See, like I like that. I like the Pats. I think Mac Jones would be a very good fit.
Probably the best situation for him. Especially, I mean, honestly, anyone who would go to Belichick out of the draft in the first rounder. I mean, they haven't actually drafted well over the last.
I'd say they're sitting at. They won 6 games.
Yeah.
So what? They're sitting
6
at
or
like
7.
the 16th pick.
Yeah, they're
Probably
in
around.
They're in the mid.
They're like he's going to be there.
Oh, absolutely.
That's going to be interesting. Do you think that like 4 quarterbacks go in the first round?
If he goes, then
maybe 5. He'd be the 4th probably.
Yeah.
It'd be Trevor, Fields, Wilson.
They're all going in
right.
They're all going within the first 10 picks. I bet you.
Those 3, yes. Well, Trevor's going first. Fields is going to be in the top 5 regardless, or top 3.
You know what I'm worried about? That Urban Meyer is going to take that job and draft
and take Fields.
I know
that would be the best thing for the Jets.
That would be the
best
thing for the Jets.
Because the Jets will take Lawrence.
That's why I'm scared it's going to happen. Because I don't want the Jets to be good. Sorry, but I don't want the Jets to be good ever. Not for your sake. Not for your sake.
Here's the thing.
But all my other Jets fans that I know,
would take them taking the right tackle from Oregon. I really I don't know his name. I keep
is it Patrick Sewell?
Sewell.
His last name is Sewell. Jesus.
You do that. You keep Sam. You sign Allen Robinson. You have him, Denzel Mims, Crowder. Your receiving core is like not bad then. At that point,
I'm not even talking.
You're not going to comment. Allen Robinson's gone. See ya. Bears not bringing him back.
I know that. That's not the. I don't.
Wait, did you
goes to the Jets?
Did you see that tweet though? He's like, he
yes.
said like over the course.
We could have got something done.
He was like over the course of the last year, we could have got something done. But so I'm wondering, does that mean that he's open, or it's like that window? We could have done that over a year.
If he says we could, I feel like we could have got something done the last year. Means it didn't get done. It's not going to happen. That's what that means.
Although he was very open to a lot of things.
What the hell was that?
All right. Well, we covered a bunch of topics today.
Yeah, quick hits on a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm very excited for
Nickeldonian.
I'm very excited for the divisional round.
That was probably the thing we talked about the most.
I hope you watch the Nickeldonian Super Wild Card Weekend. Almost. This is the NFL. Episode 18. This was. That's 18 episodes, Christian. 18 episodes.
Episode like 6 for me.
18. 1-8. Johnny Damon.
We're legal now.
Johnny Damon. We're legal. That's it.
You're in like 2nd grade, but
you're so weird. We'll see you next week. Next Wednesday. This has been The Take.
Au revoir.